with Davey Johnson and the book you did with him, which is an awesome book. So we could probably talk here all day. If anybody has a chance, read that book as well. I think what I took out of that is ultimately the Mets ownership and general manager blamed him. He became the scapegoat for the trades that they did. So they were out of his control. I believe you said that, or he said he didn't agree with many of them that were going. So Kevin Mitchell and Lenny Dykstra for Juan Samuel.
Well, actually, Kevin Mitchell for Kevin McReynolds, and then later on, Lenny Dykstra and Roger McDowell for Juan Samuel. So Davey was adamantly against dealing Kevin Mitchell. He thought he was one of the two enforcers on that team, the other being Ray Knight, another guy that Davey did not want to see go, even though, as we found out, Howard Johnson, would become a superstar, at the third base position. However, winning isn't all about statistics, and Davey knew that better than anybody, and he knew the makeup of that 86 team would never be the same when both Ray Knight and Kevin Mitchell were not returning. And Mitchell in particular, Davey felt that changed the dynamic of the team the most because, this was a guy that, intimidated other teams. He was from the streets, but yet wasn't a partier, but he knew how to handle himself. And, Mitchell, he didn't do drugs. He had nothing to do with what happened with Gooden and Strawberry, even though the front office felt like he was a bad influence on those guys, which was ridiculous because those two guys were in the majors before Mitchell. And, then Mitchell became the most valuable player of the National League in '89 with the Giants and helped lead them to the World Series, really led them to the World Series. Hit like 49 home runs, I think. And so the front office was making all these moves without Davey's approval. It really cost them. And it wasn't just Frank Cashin, but it was also McIlvaine and some others that were responsible for these trades. And so it's unfortunate, but the team was never the same after '86. Now, '88, they were awfully good. They stayed healthy for the most part. And, that team was probably built to win another championship, but there was just something out of this world about the Dodgers, who I think that '88 Dodgers team, they're a very close comparison to the '69 Mets. They had the dominant pitcher in Hershiser. They had one or two others that were good. And I felt Lasorda really did the managing job of his career because not only did they beat a great Mets team, but they beat just a terrific Oakland A's team, which was far more talented than the Dodgers team. But so after '86, the Mets just didn't have that bravado that they had. It was unfortunate.
Did the players or Davey confide in you in maybe a disappointment in what should have been?
Yeah. They all felt that team was, the core of the team, which was Strawberry and Gooden, they were so young. Strawberry in '86 was 24 years old. Gooden, I believe, was 22 or 21. They were kids. Yeah. Gooden was 21 years old in '86. Think about that. This should have been a team that you would talk about being great for, the next 12 years. They could have gone on to becoming like a Yankee type dynasty. To have only won once is incredible. But the team, they, it fell apart, and it really fell apart hard after the Dykstra-McDowell trade, because that '89 team, I've always felt that they gave up on the team too quickly. They would have had a shot because I believe the Cubs ended up winning the division And that Cubs team wasn't that great. You know, for a division winner, they were okay, but they certainly weren't, a great team. So, if they had the wild card back in the 80s, the Mets would have made the playoffs 5 straight years, 84 through 88.